Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Thursday evening Facebook Live. My name is Sarah Edwards, and I come to you guys live every Tuesday and Thursday to show you a fun new project. So today's project, sorry, my computer just did something funny. Hopefully I'm live. I did get it on my phone, so hopefully it'll come up on my iPad. So sorry about that. The dogs were barking like crazy psychos. They have a bark for everything. So they have a bark for birds in the backyard, barks for the balloons flying in the sky, barks for coyotes. And I heard the coyote bark. So I peeked my head out the crack-through window, and sure enough, there was a coyote right on the other side of our fence. So I ran out there really quick and did a little video and texted it to all my kids because that's what we do, I guess. But the dogs are safe, we're safe. The coyote ran away because the dog scared him. So, hello everybody. Okay, there it is. It's on my iPad now. So I was a little frantic that I wasn't in Facebook Live mode. But good evening, everybody. Hello, Aunt Tammy and Valerie, Bev. Hello, Peyton, Susan, Monique, Heather. Oh my goodness, we have lots on. So today's Facebook Live, I decided to kind of go back to the beginning. So Stampin' Up! Has been around for, 30 years? I think they had their 25th or 30th. I think they're at their 30th. I can't remember. That's terrible of me to even say that I can't remember. But in the beginning, which I was not involved with them, they pretty much only had stamps and paper. Stamps, ink, and paper. Now, fast forward 25 years, you have lots of extra embellishments and lots of fun things that you can decorate your card with. But I wanted to show you how to craft on a budget, and that is with stamps, ink, and just paper. We are going to do a little bit of the extras in a couple of the other cards, but I wanted to showcase how stamps, ink, and paper is just as beautiful as adding all of the extra embellishments. So that was kind of my thought process behind prepping for tonight's live. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it, and I am going to flip. Okay, so right, Heather, it is 30. Hello, Darlene. Hello, Stephanie. So I am going to flip you down because I have a few things to show you before we get started. So I did add in the description before I went live on a host code. So if you don't have this set, we're actually using this butterfly set with the dies. We were going to do one of our cards with the dies, but for some reason, somehow, my dies are not in where they're supposed to be. Now, everything is still not put away from the retreat, but if you happen to find this as you're putting your stuff away, please let me know because I probably am going to drive myself crazy. But we're not going to be using the dies. We're just going to be using the butterfly, the beautiful, brilliant butterfly stamp sets. So that, it's on page 106 of the catalog. That is what we're going to be playing with. And I wanted to tell everybody this amazing beauty. Do you see how big and bold and beautiful these words are? We love celebration. I cannot open the catalog because it's not live yet, but you should be getting one in the mail within the next day or two. I actually mailed everything out Wednesday, I believe, Wednesday morning or Wednesday early afternoon. If you don't get yours within a couple days, send me a message and I will send you another one. But this is the brand new mini catalog. It's the July through December mini catalog, and it's absolutely beautiful as well. And again, I can't show the inside yet, but hopefully you guys, if you were at the retreat, you already got your copy. And if you weren't at the retreat, I did mail, I think 20 or 30 of them on Wednesday. So hopefully you get that soon, but that should be coming and it will be going live pretty soon. So let me bring in, this is the stamp set. It's actually already on my Stamparatus, so we can open it up, but there's nothing on, but the inside pieces to the Butterfly Gala. I saw a lady do a leopard theme with all of these inserts. So I've actually kept them. I haven't done anything with them yet, but I did keep them in there for safekeeping. So that's the stamp set. And then we are actually going to use one of the new sets. It's called Festive and Bright. I love it. Festive and Bright. It has for Christmas. It has for Halloween, and this blessed is technically for Thanksgiving, but we are actually going to use it on our butterfly card today. So in the beginning, I mentioned that we are going to go back to the basics on doing stamps, ink, and paper. So I used the basic white. I'll go ahead and flip it over now so you guys can see it. It is absolutely beautiful. I loved it. It literally took me probably 2.5 seconds to do this card. It was not anything difficult, but I've also been stamping for many years. So if you're brand new to stamping and you don't have an expensive budget, it's okay. Literally, you find one stamp set that you love, you get some with some basic white cardstock and a favorite of your colored cardstock. That's really all you need, and an ink pad. So we're going to make one of these, but then each one as we go, we are going to step it up a little bit, showing how to add specific things that match the color that you chose. So that is what we're going to be playing with tonight. So let me bring in, so you need 3 pieces of your cardstock. So we have one piece that is basic white, and this measures 3 3/4 by 5. We need a colored piece of cardstock. This measures 5 by 5 1/4. And then we need a card base, and this measures 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it right in half at 4 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and just fold this, give it a nice good crease, and just push it out of the way until we need it. So our Highland Heather, I'm going to push to the side because we're just going to be playing with our basic white for right now. So I went ahead and put this on my Stamparatus because I actually made 4 or 5 of these cards already. And I thought it was just easier to, sorry, there's a glare on it. I thought it was just easier to put this on your Stamparatus. You don't have to have one of these, but it does make it easy if you're doing multiple cards. So what I did is I just laid my stamp set on the paper and I flipped the lid over and it picked up the stamp set. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my basic white piece right in the middle. And usually when you use a Stamparatus, you tuck it up into the corner, but we're not going to do that on this one. But I will show you how to be able to stamp this multiple times and to be in the same exact spots. So I'm inking this up with one of my black Mementos ink pads. And I'm going to flip this over and give it a good press. Thank you, Darlene. Thank you, Monique. You know what? It's very easy to do. I don't want to say it's simple. I don't want to say I don't know what I want to say, but it's super elegant, and that's why I wanted to do this. So there we go. Everything is stamped perfectly. I am actually going to go ahead and stamp the other 2 just because I have it out, and I don't want to waste time by putting it away and then bringing it out to stamp the other ones. But we're literally stamping all of these the same exact way. So I'm just inking this up. I'm going to flip it over. And did you see I put my basic white piece in the same exact spots? And you can kind of see that spot because of where the excess of the wings are hanging off. So one left. And I know I said we're doing 4. There's already one that has already been stamped and has something fun and exciting on it, but I can't show you just yet because we're starting at the basics. So we're just using stamp, ink, and paper on this one. So there we go. So it doesn't matter which one you grab, they're all the exact same. So we're going to layer this onto our Highland Heather. And you can use your adhesive of choice. I tend to go to Tombow. And less is more when you're using this, so just remember that. So there we go. That is down and perfect. So let's bring in our card base. We're going to go ahead and attach this to our card base. And the nice thing about the Tombow is if it's a little wonky on your card, you have a little bit of wiggle room to get it straight versus using some of our other adhesive. So there we go. Super easy, right? And it's really cute. So let's bring in, oops, sorry, my light turned off. I hit it with my finger. So I have a piece of Highland Heather, and this measures 1 inch by 2 3/4. And then I have a piece of Basic White, and this is 3/4 of an inch by 2 1/2. So I'm going to bring in the Highland Heather ink pad. I'm going to stamp or ink up my blessed, because I am definitely blessed. And I don't think this has to be really for Thanksgiving. It doesn't have to just be for Thanksgiving. So I'm going to flip this over, add some adhesive to the back. That was probably a little too much, but that's okay. It shouldn't eke out. So I'm just going to flip that over and grab some dimensionals. And I'm using the edges. Do you guys use the edges of your dimensionals? They're not very expensive to begin with, but you get extras if you cut off the edges and use those. I usually try to save all my edges. Like there's some with an edge. There's that one with an edge. I don't know why I try to save them. I have a pile of them sitting over here. So now you can just put your blessed wherever you want. You could put it up at the top. You could put it at the bottom. You could put it sideways. I actually think I like that because I'm not covering up all of the butterflies. There we go. Super easy, right? So this is in Highland Heather, and this one is in Polished Pink. Super cute, super easy, and so duplicatable. Super duper easy. Okay, so now let's step it up a tiny bit. So if you do not have rhinestones that match the exact color that you're wanting, it's okay because you can color them. 9 times out of 10, we do have the matching rhinestones. So this one is the Pastel Pearls, and it does look a little bit lighter in the camera, but it is the Highland Heather color. So we're literally going to do the same exact thing. We're just going to attach, and all of my measurements are the same. And if you do like in the little assembly line, it actually makes it go a heck of a lot faster. If you have everything cut, you stamp everything at one time, and you could literally get a boatload of these cards done and in the mail before you even know it. Sorry, let me scoot that out of the way. There we go. And let's attach this to our card base. Oh, good, Heather, you do use your edges. I do all the time. Okay, so I'm laying this down. And for Facebook Lives, I went ahead and already pre-stamped the other 3 that we're going to be using, just because you saw me do it the one time. I just figured we would try to get through all 4 of these cards and see what happens. So I actually think I'm going to do that the same exact way. So now what we can do is grab some of our rhinestones, and I like the Take Your Pick tool, but if you don't have it, it's really not a big deal. I love the Take Your Pick tool. You can grab a pair of sharp scissors and literally take it up underneath, and it'll pick it up. You could use your fingernail as well, but just be gentle because it does have stickies on the bottom of it, so they're self-adhesive. And there you go. Let's actually add a couple more. Let's add one right there, and let's add one on the other side. I have lots of these guys, so we can use as many as you want. So look, so we have our stamp, ink, and paper, and then we have it stepped up a tiny bit with some of the matching rhinestones, or actually they're pearls. Okay, let's keep moving. So we're literally just doing the same exact thing. We are going to adhere. There we go. Thank you for all the hearts and the thumbs up. I love it. Sometimes I think we overthink things. I do all the time. Don't get me wrong. You're not the only one that overthinks things. I am probably the queen of overthinking. Sometimes I lay in bed and I can't shut my brain off because I'm overthinking things. So laying this down, and voila, look at that. That is already stamped and ready to go. So let's grab some dimensionals. I actually didn't put the dimensionals on all of them. But what do you think we're going to add next on this card? You probably will guess correctly. We have matching ribbon. So I am going to take a smidgen off, and I am going to fold this in half a little bit just so the tails are sticking out. And oh, look, I brought mini glue dots over. I forgot them on the last Facebook Live. So I'm going to put a mini glue dot on the back of it. We can peel these guys off. And I'm literally just going to put this on the edge of it. And the one amazing thing about Stampin' Up! Is if you find a color that you love, you will be able to make your rhinestones. You'll be able to color your ribbon. You'll be able to find the coordinating cardstock that matches perfectly. All of your designer series paper matches perfectly. It is amazing how everything they sell matches to the T. You will not find another company that has everything that matches as well as Stampin' Up! Stuff. Okay, so there we go. I just kind of gave this a little tiny haircut. I need to cut this one off a tiny bit. There we go. And we can't forget to add some pearls. And remember, this is your card. You can do as many or not as you want. I am staying away from adding the pearls onto the blessed just because it's already a little bit thick. I don't want it to mess up going through the mail. So there we go. So let's bring in stamps, ink, and paper. So we have that one. We have, I didn't bring this one in. So we have, with the adding some rhinestones, so it's still stamps, ink, and paper with rhinestones. And then we have stamps, ink, paper, rhinestones, and ribbon. Whew, that's a mouthful. But doesn't it add just a little extra flair? Okay, are you guys ready for the last one? And it's crazy, we've only been live for 18 minutes. That's nuts. So not only do we have stamps, or we have ink, paper, ribbon, rhinestones or pearls, we also have blender pens. Is that not the craziest thing you've ever seen? So you do have a lighter version and a darker version of the same color. Now, not every single color we have has blender pens, but the Highland Heather actually does. So, can you guys guess what we did on this one? So I went ahead and colored the flowers in the blender pens, or the butterflies in the blender pens. This is the one that I was going to run through the die machine and cut out to show that we also have the dies. So depending on your craft level, you have from beginner to intermediate to advanced stamping. All using the same exact colors, the same exact stamp, and everything. I love it. Okay, so I'm literally just attaching all of these like I did before. And because of the Facebook Live, we have our last blessed that is already stamped and ready to go. We just need to add some dimensionals to the back. Oh, look, I used that sheet. I can throw that bad boy away. I'm going to peel this off, and it did kind of hang off a tiny bit, but that's okay. So let's cut a piece of our ribbon. I'm going to fold this over, add a mini glue dot to the back of it. You could really even stick this on the dimensional as well if you didn't have mini glue dots. Let's flip this over and put this right on the edge. And now we can attach this to our card. There we go. Let's give it a tiny bit of a haircut. I'm actually going to get my oops, my good scissors out because I think I might have used my other scissors with some adhesive. So they're not super duper sharp. And you definitely want sharp scissors when you are cutting ribbon. There we go. And last but not least, I didn't want to show you this little trick until I brought the blender pens out. And I won't lie, my Highland Heather, definitely I need to get a new one. But you can color these to make them brighter. So if you only have the white pearls, you can take any color blender pen and color them. And I wouldn't smash your blender pen into the pearls, just gently do it. But this one is almost dead, so I kind of need to do it a little bit harder to get the rest of the ink out of my pen. But definitely you don't want the tip of your pen to look like that. So let's grab the Take Your Pick tool. And let's add these guys. There's 1, 2, oops, that one almost went flying. 3, and I think you're supposed to technically do rhinestones and pearls in groups of 3, but I did groups of 4. Nobody's going to tell because it's my card. Okay, and here is the one that I did in the polished pink. And you can see on the polished pink a little bit better because my blender pens aren't so dead, that I did do both of the colors of the blender pens. You can kind of see it on the Highland Heather, and I didn't color the inside of the butterflies on the Highland Heather, but I did on the polished pink. So there you go. So let me bring all of these guys in. Let me get them organized so you can see, and we can do this from the beginning. Oh, I did those all backwards, but that's okay. So we have stamps, ink, and paper. Absolutely beautiful. I would send this to anybody and still think it was an amazing card. So we have stamps, ink, and paper. This one we have stamps, ink, paper, and rhinestones. This one we have stamp, ink, paper, rhinestones, and ribbon. And this one we have stamps, ink, paper, rhinestones, ribbon, and blender pens. Woohoo! I got that all out without stuttering. So there you go. That is your live for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. The air just kicked on, and it wasn't on pretty much this whole entire live, so I am definitely sweating like a pig in here. Woo, it's hot. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you need anything, please feel free to reach out. I will be back on Tuesday. I worked today all day in the studio, and I do have a bit of a surprise coming out. I'm going to try to get it out tomorrow or Saturday, but my daughter's baby shower is Saturday afternoon, and it's going to be a little chaotic, so I might actually wait till Sunday. But do look for your email sometime in the next couple days. I do have a little surprise for everybody. And if you need anything, please feel free to reach out. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.